Hello and welcome back. I am Otis Landerholm. I'm the founding attorney here at Landerholm Immigration A.P.C. where we fight for your American dream. And today I want to explain how to do a FOIA, or how to get your immigration records, all right? Remember that FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act, allows you to access records from any federal agency. And so if a federal agency has a file open for you, that could be the Department of Education if you had student loans, or that could be the Department of Defense if you had military records, or it could be Social Security Administration if you want Social Security records. Today I'm talking about immigration, and really it's how to get your records from the United States Citizenship and Immigration Service. And so if you want to do that, it's always a good idea if you're going to be applying for a green card or applying for citizenship to request your FOIAs. So how do we do that? We do that on Form G639, all right? And so to get this form and to get the most updated version, just Google Form G639, or you could look it up on USCIS's website. Basically, every federal agency will have a process online for how to request the records. And this form is the form to do it for USCIS, all right? So how to fill out this form. In the top left-hand corner of the form, you'll see right at the beginning, you'll check a box that says it's a FOIA, Freedom of Information Act request, instead of a Privacy Act request. Privacy Act request is typically for U.S. citizens, people who are already U.S. citizens, all right? If you're a FOIA, you're going through the process, you want to check the FOIA box, all right? Right underneath that in Part 2, it asks for information for the requester. So the question is, who's going to be requesting your FOIAs? I recommend to do it with the help of an attorney, all right? For an attorney to do this, we would put in the attorney's information and the law firm's information that's going to be requesting your FOIAs. There's a lot of strategy for having your attorney do the FOIA for you, which I can explain in a little bit. And then the requester, who's the attorney, would sign here. If you want to do this yourself, which I don't typically recommend doing, but if you want to do this yourself, then your information would go here, and then you would need to sign the form twice. You sign here as the requester, and then you also have to sign as the actual subject of the records. All right? So, Part 3 of the FOIA, you have to do a description of the records you requested, all right? In our office, often what we put there is we put the complete A file, because we want to review the complete A file, the alien file, quote unquote, which has an A number attached to it. And if you've been going through an immigration process for a long time, that's typically the process that you want. Sometimes when we request records from Border Patrol, we put down here we're requesting, evidence of any apprehension, right? Any detention or apprehension that a person had coming into the United States, all right? So be detailed about what you want your description to be. When we start talking about the names of the subject of record, if there's ever been an instance that you used a different name, you want to list it. All right, so that they can find the records that might be associated with you. They ask for other information. Page 2 is pretty self-explanatory. Page 3 is where you'll be signing it. All right, and it also asks for your address. Here's the thing: if you don't want to put your address, which sometimes you don't want to, if you've been deported in the past and you're requesting records that you've been deported. Sometimes you are nervous to put your physical address along with your FOIA. That would be a big reason to hire a lawyer to help you do this, because the FOIAs can come to and from the attorney's offices or to and from our office and doesn't ever have to go to your address. And there's a way, in our office, sometimes for clients in this situation, we put confidential address and then we put the city and the state, all right? So as to not give, to have the evidence in your immigration file of where your physical address is. So that's an option, all right? On the signature page, you either sign with a notary or you sign here saying that you're declaring under the penalty of perjury that you are who you say you are, all right? You can request records for someone who is deceased also, but to do that you need records of death. That's basically it. It's a pretty straightforward process. Again, I do recommend that you do it with an attorney, just so that the attorney can receive the information directly and we can receive receipt notices about it, and we can make sure that we're requesting all the FOIAs that you yourself need. But you do have the right to request them on your own, and so I just wanted to explain how to do that. It's not a very difficult process to go through. If you have questions about it, though, please feel free to contact our office. If you'd like for us to help you with the process, please feel free to contact our office. We love doing this for people. So thank you very much for watching this. Please subscribe to our channel here if this was useful. I'm Otis Landerholm, Landerholm Immigration A.P.C., where we fight for your American dream. Thank you.